Okay, so I kind of want to just talk about like the major I'm going in. I'm going into engineering, but I really don't know if that's like what I really want to do, you know?
I feel the same. I'm also doing an engineering thing, so I kind of feel that.
Yeah, so I originally so from sophomore year of high school I was like Purdue Engineering, like that's what I want to do. Took the class, it was all right. I tried pharmacy, kind of looked into that, but I'm terrible at chemistry, so I didn't really want to do that. Looked into business a little bit, looked into the Polytechnic school a little bit, but kind of just settled for engineering. I'm good at math, so I kind of just wanted to see how it was, but I'm not like for sure that that's really what I want to do.
Have you tried talking to anyone in like engineering fields at jobs?
Yeah, I went on a job shadowing. It was an architect, but there was engineers there, and they talked. And some of the stuff interested me, but like some of the other stuff, like I was kind of interested in civil engineering, but well, I think mechanical. I was like, there's no way I could see myself doing this.
My brother kind of went through a similar thing. He wanted to do engineering, but he wasn't able to get into college engineering. But he got into Polytechnic Institute. So currently he's going for a mechanical engineering technologies degree, which is very similar, but it's kind of more focused on hands-on work other than design.
Hmm.
So if like that was something, I feel like if you like working with your hands more, that might be something that you would want to look at just a
Hmm.
bit.
Yeah, I looked into that, but I'm more of a like math person. I'm not like hands-on is like interesting to me, but I'm really not that good at it.
Yeah.
So I kind of just stick toward the engineering aspect of things.
Have you ever like been at any sort of like internship under any with like any sort of engineers?
No, the only thing I've really done was that job shadow thing.
Did when you were very passionate about doing it, was there any specific you kind of engineering you wanted to do?
Um, Civil engineering interested me because the job shop I went to, they talked about like they worked on kind of like building schools and like building like athletic fields, and I thought that was kind of cool. And the civil engineers, while the architects like designed the buildings, the civil engineers kind of helped with that. And then there was like electrical engineers that went in and did like the lighting, the plumbing, stuff like that, which was pretty interesting.
You brought up architecture a couple of times. Have you looked into like an architecture degree?
I did for a little bit, but I feel like I don't know. I'm interested in architecture, but I feel like my skill set isn't like best suited for it because like I'm not really the most creative person and I cannot draw at all.
Well, if you're worried about like not having the skills right now, like I feel that's kind of what I feel like a lot of those you would get through, kind of pursuing that degree, and also like you wouldn't be completely just like kind of thrust into a leadership like or like high position in that kind of field. You would like work under people, I would feel like, so that can kind of help you get the experience and obtain like if you think you're still lacking any skills, feel like experience could maybe help with that.
Hmm. Um, which is hard because like that's kind of what I struggle with because I'm already like paid for all the college, all already in the engineering school, and it's like
And you feel like if you don't do anything, it's like what was the point?
yeah, and like that job shadow thing was like 2 weeks ago, so it kind of like opened my eyes a little bit, but it's also almost like I can't change. You know what I mean?
Have you? What are some things that not that aren't necessarily a job that you like to do?
Uh, I like to play sports. Is pretty much all I do in my free time. Like watch sports and like um. I don't know. Some like buildings interest me. Like I like looking at buildings, looking at towns, and like how they're like built and stuff.
Yeah. Well, let's see. If you, I maybe try and see if there's anything that could relate, like kind of career that can relate to your just kind of more like interests that aren't really oriented towards jobs, but that also have like kind of like an engineering kind of aspect to them. or like kind of design aspect to them. So that way you feel like you're putting this like your skills you have into use and that you're not wasting like your time here, but also that you would enjoy it. I
Yeah.
feel like.
And that's what I hope with like FYE. I'm pretty sure you go through like all the different types of engineering, and I'm hoping like, cause I haven't like tried any like kinds of engineering, so hopefully there's something there that interests me, because there's a bunch of different types of engineering, and you can just go and see which ones you like, you don't like, just like the architecture. Like I really like that, but there could be some in engineering that I really like too.
And just because you get a degree in this and you don't use it doesn't mean there was a wasted time. Mark Rober used to be a aerospace engineer for NASA, and now he runs a YouTube channel where he just kind of slimes a bunch of people's houses.
Yeah.
So just because you can still get this degree and not work directly in that kind of field, but you can still put your skills like what you've learned to use and and so it really wouldn't be a waste because you got the experience and having the knowledge of this is just something that would be good to have.
Yeah, and also going through a college class, especially like Purdue Engineering, because it's known as like one of the like best engineering courses, and just making sure like you can get all your work done and stuff will also like give me like lessons as well, because from high school didn't really have that much homework, and I know in college it's gonna be a lot different.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I feel the same. Well, that was our 6 minutes. Actually, it was a bit over 6 minutes. So, how do you think I did?
I thought you did really good. Kind of just giving me advice and like reassuring me that how I kind of want to go, not really go into, but like I kind of liked architecture. That there's still like things I could relate to architecture and like plenty of more opportunities through engineering.
I feel like it was like helpful that we're both like in FYE.
Yeah.
And it's like okay, so we kind of have like similar understandings of things, which is nice. Let's see. Uh I feel you did a good as a listener. I feel like I was able to kind of help you like without being too intrusive. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. It was completely fine. Like you're asking me all good questions that you know, I've kind of thought about, but like it feels good to like have another person ask me and kind of just like talk
Yeah.
about it and like feel like reassured. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I think this is it's like, you're doing some sort of basic like problem in school, like you like for like homework and you're like, this is probably right, but why not check it?
Yeah.
The reassurance just makes you feel better, which I feel like sometimes I feel like you that's like one of the things with listening and kind of is just you even if you feel like you know the solution, you just want someone to agree with your solution or like kind of say what you said just back to you.
Mm-hmm. And like understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And like I could tell you're obviously listening and like asking me good questions.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like things like when I asked you, had you done any internships? I asked that because I did an interview. I had an internship at a road and bridge construction company working under a civil engineer. So that's why I was like asked you. So I was like kind of pulling from that experience when I asked you like if you had done any internships with like any sort of engineering things. Uh,
How was that
it was
internship?
really cool. It was I learned a lot about the engineering process. I actually got to work on a bridge crew one week. That was fun. It was like in the middle of July, so it was like above 100 degrees each day, and I was wearing jeans and a long sleeve shirt. But it was pretty good, and uh, that had some architectural aspects to it. Like they were working on a job where they had to redo um, the airport, like Indianapolis Airport, and so and they were like these huge ass plans. So it's like it had like elements of architecture to it, even though it was used just roads. Especially if you're just like building bridges, that has like there is a decent amount of like architecture that goes into that, especially with like the shape of the bridge. So, and I feel like that was 3 minutes. Yeah. I was like, did I set the wrong? I thought I set the wrong timer for a second. It's like, oh, did we just talk for 6 minutes? That was fast.